Hard and soft deposit detection training. Each student will have this form on each patient. They should just have one of this form on each patient. This form has a lot to do with the calculus. So sometimes people call this the calculus chart. On the chart below, the student is going to cross out any missing teeth that the patient has by reviewing their radiographs. So if they cannot see a tooth that's gone on a radiograph, then they cannot count it as absent. The student then will chart all clickable subgingival board qualifying calculus with red ink in the inside smaller box. If it is a subgingival board qualifying, that means you can feel it within 1 to 2 strokes of your Explorer, no more than that. You can even hear it, you can feel it like a big bump jump. That is going to be board qualifying. Chart all supragingival calculus and slight subgingival calculus with green ink in the outside box. So if it's not clickable, but you can kind of feel it, this is usually if it takes you 3 or more attempts to feel for it with your Explorer. Then you would put it in green. If you're going to put it in red, it has to be very obvious that it is a clickable piece of board qualifying calculus. So the students in clinic are going to use this form. There's a plastic sheet that they must put it in when they take it to their unit because I do not want loose papers by their unit. So they will get this out, they will color in red and green, and then the instructor will come over and check. Let's go down here. You'll fill in this information as the instructor. And the student can go ahead and put stuff down too, and the instructor can verify. So, circle the classification. This is really based on calculus, you guys. Hard and soft deposits, whether it's clickable or not clickable. A class 1, this is no hard deposits, so you didn't see any red, but there were soft deposits present, so maybe a few green. This would be a class 1. This is like a child, okay? A class 2, there are hard and soft deposits present, but not enough subcalculus for a class 3. So let's say that they had 10 pieces of subcalc that was red. That's clickable. If there's only 10 pieces, that's a class 2. Look at class 3. At least 12 pieces of subcalculus. This is clickable. This is red pieces. 8 pieces need to be on the posterior to count as one class 3. So there has to be 12 pieces of subgingival clickable calculus, right? Then 8 of it has to be in the posteriors, and the other 4 can be in the anteriors. And that's because of the board, okay? When they go and they do their board, they're not just going to get to clean 22 through 27 because that has all calculus. So we have to make sure that they have those 8 pieces in the back. A class 4 is extremely difficult class 3 patient. So we don't have too many class 4s, but occasionally we will. So let's say that this person, when you count your red pieces, they have 24 pieces of subcalc. You can give them 2 class 3 patients from this. Let's say that they have, what's 24 plus 12? 36. Okay, don't judge me, you guys. So then they have 36 pieces of sub-red. That means that they're going to be 3 class 3 patients. Each class 3 patient should take 1 appointment. Okay, so if you give them, and you find out they have 48 pieces of subcalc, then they're 4 class 3s. That's going to take 4 different appointments to clean them. The more they progress throughout the program, they might be able to get 2 done, okay? If they're a class 3 or greater, the student should really be incorporating anesthetic for that patient because it's uncomfortable. If they are 2 class 3s or 3 class 3s or 4 class 3s, the student really needs to talk about anesthetic for that person because that's what we would do in an office. It's easier on the patient and it's easier on the clinician. And if the patient refuses, then we need to document that. So this form the students will complete in class. Now, we have also incorporated an online form, and each student is required to fill it out after they have done this form, and they can do it once the patient leaves, and they can even do it another day if they want to. I'm going to go pull up my name. I'm going to click use. I'm going to go up to my medical history because that's where they all default. You guys remember everything defaults underneath the med history. There's hard and soft deposit. All right, I want to check something out down here because I had made a fix. Perfect. Okay. So we're going to go up here. Tooth number 1, tooth number 2, tooth number 3, tooth number 4. So the student is going to go back from that paper copy that we just had, and they're going to transfer that information onto the online form. So if they mark yes or no for errors with or without hard and soft deposit. So if it's hard deposit, remember that's red. If it's a soft deposit, that's green. The hard deposit is clickable. The soft deposit is not clickable. So mesial soft, yes. Lingual soft, no, there just wasn't anything. Distal soft, no. Facial soft, no. Mesial hard, yep. Yes, yes, yes. So the student is then going to go through each of these, fill it all out, and then come down to the bottom of the page. Once they are done, the student will sign, accept, and then the instructor will sign and accept, and then you save it. And that is how you do the hard and soft deposits. So right now we are still incorporating the paper version. However, the paper version still must be in a plastic folder. It's kind of like a little slip in the clinic that the students will be able to wipe down at the end of class. But they need that when they're at the units. And then they need to transfer that information. They can do it at the end of the appointment when the patient's gone. They need to transfer all of those hard and soft deposits into Patterson Equalsoft. Thank you.